Welcome to the LifeOS User Guide. This is an in-depth video tour of our new Life Planner. At the end, you're going to be confident about using this productivity system to its full potential. For a quicker overview of the template, click the link in the description to watch the planner presentation. To get this system and revolutionize the way you organize your life, the link is in the description. If you're looking to see an overview of a specific section of the template, there are timestamps below. Now, let's dive into the tour. The first thing to do after downloading the template is to duplicate it onto your Notion workspace. The template you get is empty except for some data. If you look at the dashboard, you can see that the shopping list and life area sections have some default data. Now let's navigate to the footer of the page and look at the back office section. Open it to see the list of all databases that power the system. The majority of these are empty, but some hold data that you might find useful, like the spaces and areas, the ingredients, and routine databases. You can delete the example pages in those databases if you prefer to start with a clean slate. To do that, open the database, check the box that appears in the top right corner to select all pages, and click Delete on the menu. Or you can simply edit the examples and input your data. I suggest you leave the ingredients database as is though, as it already holds more than 200 ingredients, and that's a time saver, trust me. Now that we've seen the databases, we can close the toggle and review the dashboard. All the images you see on this template are examples. You can replace them with your own or remove them entirely. The same goes for the page covers. If you want a total minimalist look, just delete the images and you're good to go. Now, at the top of any page, there's the navigation menu. And on the dashboard, you can also access the subsections for each area. The dashboard is where the core elements of your daily routine are stored. You can potentially work on your daily tasks without having to leave this page. At the top, you have your daily task list. You can add tasks directly here or by using the button on this quick action section. You can mark a task as done with the database button that you see here. If you click on a task and open its page, you'll see more properties. You can change the date, the status, or mark it as complete. You can assign the importance and urgency and select the energy level for the task. This combines few productivity principles, like the Eisenhower matrix, to help you create a task calendar that sets you up for success rather than failure. The idea is that you should not have more than 2 high-energy tasks per day to avoid burnout and to increase your productivity at the same time. So these properties help you organize your task list and you can see it clearly on your calendar and make edits in real time. Let's add an example task. Give the task a name, add the due date and status. Select the importance, urgency, and energy. And connect the task to a life area, for example, career. You can also connect the tasks to a specific project. You can create a new project using this property by typing the name and selecting New. You can also connect the task to a goal if that applies. Now, let's look at the weekly calendar and see how many assignments we have. If you notice that on one day you have too many high-energy tasks, you can move some of those to a day where your workload is lighter. The calendar lets you immediately spot any urgent tasks you need to perform ASAP. All of this is clearly presented on the dashboard, which is meant to be the first page you open in the morning. Below the calendar, there's an overview of your current goals. The cards show the deadline, countdown, and any active or completed projects for each goal. These cards are automated and pull data from your agenda and project database. You can mark a goal as achieved using the checkbox here. You can also add goals by clicking on New Page. Assign a name, the life area, the deadline, and if you want, the corresponding quota. Below you should see the goal template. If it doesn't load automatically, just click on Goal here. This template collects your action plan, where you can input any steps you need to take in order to achieve the goal. This database is just a view of your master task list, and any steps in this list are tasks connected to the specific goal. So, if you add pages here, you'll be able to see them in your calendars, on the dashboard, and the agenda. Once you complete a task, it becomes a milestone, and you can see it on this tab. Below the action plan, you see all the projects related to this goal. You can add new projects directly on this page, just remember to link them to a specific area as well. And talking about projects, let's close this goal page and return to the dashboard. Right below your goals, there's the section dedicated to your current and ongoing projects. The current status means that you're working on the project and it has a deadline. Ongoing refers to projects you're always working on, but they don't have a set deadline. Inside any projects page, just like for goals, you will find a template that collects important information regarding the project in question. There's the task planner with to-dos, unscheduled, overdue, and completed tasks. You can also access all resources and notes related to the project. These templates are designed in this way so you always know where you have stored certain data, which means that if you're working on a project, you don't have to jump between 12 different pages or open 5 apps just to get to a single document. You can store any documents, contracts, forms, or anything that is necessary directly on the template. This layout avoids content switching, increases productivity, while maintaining a flow state where deep work happens naturally. Now let's go back to the dashboard and look at the daily transactions. This is an inbox to record all income and expenses for the day without having to open the Finance Hub. The last main section of the page is the live areas. It's important to define your live areas as you set up your template, so everything is connected. You can keep some of these examples, edit them, or add new ones. You can edit the page cover or remove it completely. And inside each area page, there's the template that collects every piece of information pertaining to it. You have quick links and a brain dump section at the top, a gallery for the goals, a section to organize your projects, the tasks planner and calendar, resources, topics, and finally any course linked to the life area in question. This means that if you want to review your career, for example, thanks to the template, you now have a bird's eye view of all relevant data. You can see any projects you're working on, any goals you're building up to, and assess your progress, all in a single source of truth. The left and right columns of the dashboard hold items you might find handy. On the left, you have your daily habits. You can either click here and generate a new card or activate the repeat function for the template to make it happen automatically. I'll explain how in a moment. Below, there's a quick view of your shopping list. In the right column, an automated card shows a summary of daily activities. Below, you can add pages to different databases using the buttons. Then there's the weekly birthday reminder that links to your contact page. The My Links box is where you list any external pages you visit often and want to keep on hand. And finally, there's a list of daily chores. Any of these sections can be personalized to your liking. If you don't track birthdays, for example, delete the block. If you don't have any external links, do the same. You can customize this page however you like. The databases you see here are just views of the original data source. As long as you don't delete the source database from the back office, they will still work in the background. If there is anything you know you won't use, you can make changes in the back office section. Still, I suggest you simply ignore the database and leave it blank. Now let's review the other sections. Open the Live Vision page, where you'll find your goals gallery at the top, organized into current and achieved goals. You can add new goals directly from this view, just like on the dashboard. Think of the Live Vision page as your self-assessment hub. Use it whenever you need clarity, motivation, or direction. This section is designed to guide your decisions and help you translate your plans for the future into actionable steps. That's why your goals, life areas, and mood board are on the same page. Together, they provide a comprehensive overview and serve as an anchor to keep you focused on what matters most. The mood board is a collection of images, typically sourced from Pinterest. You can link a specific Pinterest board directly to the page by copying and pasting the board's link, or you can personalize the mood board by replacing the example images and uploading your own. Within Live Vision, you'll also find a sub-page called Self-Discovery Guide. This guide is designed to help you clarify your core values and articulate your vision for the future. Simply follow the prompts and answer the questions provided. You can revisit this exercise whenever you feel the need to realign or rebalance your direction. Now let's explore the Productivity Hub. This section is your productivity engine, equipped with task planners, calendars, and a project manager. At the top, you have a daily planner for tasks, meetings, and chores. You can add items to these lists and they'll appear on your agenda. Below, you have a gallery of your projects organized by current, ongoing, and all. The last view is a list of all time projects, grouped by status. You can access the projects template and all related data from this section. Add new projects and change their status. Below the projects section, there's the task planner containing all unscheduled tasks, meaning tasks without a deadline. You can use this tab in two ways. One as a planner and scheduler. List all tasks you need to perform, let's say, this week, connect them to an area, project, or goal, and assign importance, urgency, and energy. The planner will list all important and urgent tasks at the top automatically, so you can decide when to schedule them. Once you assign a due date, the task will appear on your calendar and in any project's task planner. This way, you're able to create a cohesive and sustainable schedule. This is the way I suggest to use this specific tab. But it can also be considered an inbox, a container for all the things you know you need to do, but that do not require your immediate attention. The second tab is called Overdue and collects all tasks that you failed to complete before the due date. Use the button once you complete them and they'll disappear from this list. The last section on this page is the weekly meetings calendar. If you prefer to see any tasks on the calendar along with meetings, you can edit the filter. As you can see here, the filter is set to type meeting. You can check the task, event, or even chore if you want to unlock these types as well. On this sidebar, there are quick action buttons, the sub-page menu, weekly events, and lastly, a notes block. Let's open the sub-pages. The time tracker is a tool that allows you to track the time you spend performing tasks. You can use it to record your performance, find any activities that take you too long to complete, or if you are paid by the hour, you can use the tracker to calculate your hourly rate. The layout is simple. You have a list of all tasks for the current month. If you want to expand the time period, simply edit the filter here. Select which task you want to track from the list. You can isolate the task by looking up its name in the search bar. Now, in the When column, input the date you want to perform the task. Usually it should be today's date. In the Dates menu, activate End Date and the Include Time. Input today's date as the end date as well. And select the time you started working on the task. Once you finish, simply open this menu again and input the end time here. Once you do that, the timer will indicate the duration in minutes. A note regarding tasks that take you more than 1 day. In this case, if you want to time track, you will have to duplicate the task in question and input the next day's date to have an accurate calculation. Let's leave the time tracker and look at the agenda. This page contains a monthly calendar that displays every task, meeting, chore, or event, and gives a comprehensive view of your schedule. You can move things around by dragging and dropping items on your calendar. Mark items as done with the buttons, and access additional information by opening the cards. Below the monthly calendar, there's a view of your monthly task list. On the sidebar, you can see a little section to set your monthly priorities. The last page of the Productivity Hub is dedicated to chores and admin tasks. There are two calendars, weekly and monthly. Chores and admin tasks refer to your daily life, like cleaning your workspace, reviewing your finances, paying taxes, and so on. And some of these activities can be repetitive. So, instead of having to manually add pages for the same things every time, you can simply set up repeating templates. These will act as a reminder and a way to keep you accountable and not forget important deadlines. If you click on this link, you'll see a short video to learn how to set up repeating templates. Templates will be accessible with this button, the down arrow, and you can add templates for recurring items here. Click on New Template. Give it a name and an icon. Select the chore type and click Out. Reopen the template menu. Click the three dots and click where it says Duplicate Every. Select the correct cycle and edit the options on the menu that appears. You can decide the day of the week the item will appear on the calendar and the time. For example, let's say you want to clean your workspace every Saturday. Create a template called Clean Workspace, activate the repeating option every week, and select Saturday from the menu. I usually leave the time as by default around midnight. As for the rest of the options, you can decide when the automation will start, when or if it will end, and the time zone. Click on Save and see the blue icon next to your template on the menu. You have now created your first repeating template. You can create as many templates as you need. This will save you a ton of time. The chore page concludes our tour of the Productivity Hub. Now let's explore the self-care section. At the top you have your daily habits. There's a tab for today, one for this week, and one for all the records for the month. You can check your habits on the card or use the button if you've completed all habits for today. The habit record is a good example of a recurring template, but by default the automation is off. Let's activate it on the template menu and set it for a daily cycle. This way you won't have to create a page every day. Now, the habits you see here are examples. You can rename these checkbox properties with your habits. You can also add new ones or delete any unnecessary checkboxes. Follow the instruction of this short video to edit the formula for the progress in case you have more or fewer habits than the example. Below the daily habits, you have your routines. You can create custom routines for different times of the day or the week, like in these examples. You can delete the ones you see here if they don't apply to you and create your own. Routine pages have a template that contains all activities and products related to them. You can add activities directly on the routines page. By the way, the icons you see on this template are from Icons 8, if you're interested. You can also associate skincare products or supplements with your routines. If you don't track skincare or supplements, that's okay, just ignore the database. But maybe you want to track medications, for example. That's a way to make use of the existing database. I'll show you how in a second. For now, let's look at the activity board below the routines. Here you see all activities associated with the routines. Lastly, the skincare and supplement section is an additional tool you can use to collect your favorite skincare products and supplements. Firstly, I show you how to use the database, then we'll see how to customize it. To add a product to the database, you can use the buttons or click on New Page here. Type the name of the product. If you add pages to the skincare tab, the type will be set to skincare. You can link the website for the product. Usually I link to where I buy it. Then you can link the product to an activity and routine. Lastly, you can input any concerns it tackles. And if you want, you can also set the expiration date. If you like to see the image of the product, click on Add Cover, then click on Change, Link, and here paste the image's URL you can find on the internet. The same goes for supplements. Now, let's say you want to track medications instead of skincare. Firstly, let's change the type property. Open the database settings and go to Edit Properties. Select Type and make your edits on the menu. Rename the database view and the corresponding button. This way, you can still make use of this database. Now let's look at the sub-pages. The first is your fitness hub. At the top, there's the weekly workout planner. Add a new workout plan and set a date. Below you have one property for workouts and one for yoga sessions. These two properties are two relations to the same database, the fitness library that collects all types of workouts. If you don't do yoga, for example, you can ignore the property and leave it blank. Select the workout you want to plan for the day using the relation. You can add more than one if you want. Then click out of the page. The card will show you the names of the sessions and the total duration. The fitness library gathers all your workouts and is divided into workouts, Pilates, and yoga. You can customize these tabs, change their names, and even delete the ones you don't use. As you see here, the pages have different properties for difficulty, duration, and type. And you can link a video if you want. If you open a page, you can see the video of the workout, so you can follow along without leaving Notion. The Nutrition Hub is a simplified version of our meal planner template, but it has all the features you need to plan your meals and organize your pantry. First, there's the Meal Planner. Use the button to create 7 weekly menus in the Plan tab. Then use the corresponding column to add recipes to the planner. You can type the names of the recipe to make things quick. Once you've completed your week, you can assign dates for each day. By doing so, the pages will disappear from this tab and appear on your calendar. You have one tab for the week and one for the month. If you do meal prepping, you can use this toggle and the table inside to create a to-do list and check things off. If you don't do meal prepping, you can delete this block entirely. Below is the recipe library. It's organized as a cookbook with different types of meals. To add a recipe, use the button. Type the name, meal, and difficulty. You can mark it as a favorite and link the recipe. You can use the other properties to add more information. And you can relate other recipes from your library, which comes in handy with side dishes or to pair recipes together. The last property is another relation to the ingredients database. The first time you save a recipe, you should list all its ingredients using these properties. This will help you organize your shopping list according to your meal plan. So, link all ingredients first. Add new ones only if you don't find them in the database. Once you've done that, you can go to the recipe template and paste the ingredients with quantities here, directly from the recipe you find online. The pantry and shopping column displays the items you've linked using the relation. This section is connected to your pantry and shows the items with their status. Change the status to add to shopping list if anything is missing from your pantry. Use the quantity column to write down how much you want to buy. Remember that this quantity does not refer to the quantity needed for the recipe. It only refers to the quantity you want to buy. The rest of the template is quite simple. Copy and paste the recipe directions and any tips. Use the kitchen converter if needed, and you can also link the video for the recipe if you like. The pantry section collects all items in your pantry. They can be ingredients or household items. You can see a table with in-stock items and a table for out-of-stock items. If you change the status to add to shopping list, the items will populate your shopping list, which you can see on this sidebar. I've also created a separate page for the shopping list, which you can access from your phone. The items here are grouped by shop. If you don't want to see them grouped like this, open the database settings, select Group, and then remove grouping. You can also hide the shop column if you want. Same with the aisle. Once you finish shopping, use the two buttons to clear your list. The items you bought will appear in your pantry as in stock. The last subpage is dedicated to journaling and meditation. You have your weekly entries at the top. The cards display your mood and energy levels for each day. Create a new entry. Edit the date if needed, but leave the name of the page as Today. It'll change automatically. Then select your energy and mood. Each page has a template with journaling prompts. If you don't want this layout, you can edit the database template. Your journal entries are listed below. You can archive all entries using the specific checkbox. The last section is your meditation library. If you do meditation, you can collect your favorite sessions in this database. There's a gallery view, a favorite tab, and all sessions. You can add pages in different tabs or use the button. Just like the fitness library, inside the page, there's a link to the video. Next, there's the Learning Hub. At the top of the page, there's a gallery for your current courses and one for completed ones. You can add pages here or by using the button. Below you have the Education Library, organized by status. For each page, you can indicate the category, topics, and status. You can add a link here, assign the live area, and indicate whether the course is paid or free. If it's a paid course, you can input the cost here. You can also type the name of the tutor if you like. By the way, any number property referring to a cost is in euros by default. To change it, click on the property's name, select Edit Property, and in number format, choose your currency. Below the course library, you'll find the resource library. For each resource, you can indicate the type, status, area, topics, related courses, and URLs. You can upload files, and finally, you can link the resource to a project. These two date properties are automated. The last section is dedicated to all topics, and each page has a template that collects all relevant resources and notes. The Learning Hub has one subpage, the Reading Tracker. Inside, you'll find your library organized by reading, read, favorites, dropped, and all. To add a block, use the button or click on New Page. Input the title, status, author, and type. Then you can specify the genre. If you want to track your progress, indicate the total pages here and periodically edit the pages you've read. The progress bar will update accordingly. If what you're reading is divided into chapters like manga, use the properties below. You can also upload a cover. If what you're reading is part of a series, input the title here and check the box. Finally, you can input the price and the name of the person who suggested this reading. Lastly, you can give the book your rating. As you can see below, every book page has a template to collect notes, takeaways, quotes, and your review. Below the library, there's your wish list. We've included a small goal tracker at the bottom. Just input the year and your goal for the year in this table. Then write how many books you have read so far. The table will edit your progress, which you can also see on the sidebar. Every new year, you can add a new goal. Remember to edit the filter on the database to show the accurate card. Next, let's look at the lifestyle section. At the top, you can create your wish list for all items you want to buy for yourself or give to others. This section is organized by item category, while the first view collects all items. You can edit these views according to your preferences. For each item, you can input the category, link, price, and indicate if it's a gift and for whom. Below your wish list, you'll find a section showing any upcoming trips. Now let's look at these subpages. The first is dedicated to your wardrobe and outfit planner. These two sections are views of the same database displayed in different forms. The wardrobe collects all your clothes and you can add pages using the button. For each item, you can indicate the type, occasion, season, color, and what it pairs with. You can also use the checkbox to indicate if something is in the laundry. Finally, you can input the price for the item. And if you want, you can add a cover photo and link the image for each item, so it will show on the outfit planner. The planner is a nice way to visualize your outfits for the week. The way it works is quite simple. Drag and drop items from the wardrobe to the planner. Use the 6-dot icon next to the item and drag it into the board for the corresponding day. If you have many items in your wardrobe, you can use the search bar to locate the item you want and then drag it into the planner. To start a new week, use the button to empty the planner. Now let's open the travel planner. At the top, you have all your trips for this year, plus a view of all time trips. Let's create a new trip. Type the name and select the destination. You can add one directly here, then select the dates. You can add the budget for the trip and any quick notes. Inside the page, there's a template to plan your trip in detail. First, you can collect any useful information or official websites here. You can then save booking details for your accommodation and even upload the receipt. Then you have your outbound and inbound flight details. Below is the itinerary planner. List all activities here and connect them to a day. You can add or remove days by editing the property. Select the exact date and location. Input links and costs. You can also add notes and attachments. Once you've finished planning, you can view your itinerary on the board organized by day. Below the planner, you can create a custom packing list for your trip, starting with the default categories you see. By the way, you will always be able to access this information, so in a way, this will become your travel archive. Below your trips, there's the destination library organized by the trips you're planning, countries on your wish list, the ones you've visited, and the view of all destinations. When you add a destination, you can write down the country. And if you want to add the flag, as in the examples, simply type : and the name of the country, without the space. Choose the flag from the emoji list. You can select the status and add a rating, or indicate the best period to plan a trip. Finally, you can link any trips to this destination here. And if you like, you can add a cover photo using the Unsplash library to personalize the destination page, like I did. The last subpage is the contact book. On this page, you can collect all personal and work-related contacts. There's also a tab that lists all contacts. For each person, write their name, select the type, and specify the relationship using the tags. You can input the name of the company or brand they work for and indicate the last time you've contacted them. You can also connect projects and any items on your wish list in case of a gift. In the Personal tab, the cards show the person's birthday. You'll see it if you input the person's date of birth on their page. The database calculates the next birthdays and they will appear on your dashboard the week they happen. The second section of this contact book serves as a reminder to catch up with people you have not contacted in a while. For personal contacts, by default, the database shows people you have not seen or heard from for the last 2 months. For business contacts, the criteria are a bit different, and the cards show people you have contacted more than a week ago or have yet to reach out to. The contact book was the last page of the Lifestyle Hub. Now let's open the Finance page. At the top you have an overview of all your accounts, with the current balance for each. This balance is worked out by the database based on the starting balance you input here and the transactions and transfers, so you don't have to edit this property. You can use the button to add a new account and type its name. You can input a personalized icon as I did in the example, and I still use icons 8. Next, select the type and input the starting balance. That's all you need to do to set up a new account. The other properties will change automatically once you start using the tracker. So, click out and scroll down to see the transaction record. The first tab lists all transactions for the current month. The second is an annual view. To add a transaction, use the button or add it to the database. Select the date and give it a name. Input the amount and the type. If it's an expense, you can select the category. There are some examples already, but you can add your own. Select the account used for the payment. Cash is by default considered an account, and this is to allow you to track your cash spending. Below the transaction record is a section dedicated to budget categories. If you click on Planner, you can see the list of example categories. Use this tab to add, delete, or edit the existing pages. For each, you can set a monthly budget. Once you do, and you open the overview, you can check your spending each month. The database will work out if you are on or over budget. Finally, we have the money transfer table. And here you can record all money transfers between your accounts and all cash withdrawals. This concludes our tour of the new Life OS template. We hope that you feel confident using this tool to organize every aspect of your life, and that it becomes your trusted ally in staying focused and in control. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out or leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching and happy planning!